Hi, I'm Terry and I'm nuts about stamping. I'm back today with another Sundays with Sizzix project. This time I'm going to create an anniversary card with the help of my Big Shot. I got this idea because a couple of weeks ago on my Facebook business page, I asked my fans what kinds of cards they'd like to see posted more often. And one of the suggestions that came up was anniversary. So I thought, well, I don't do a lot of anniversary cards, so I took up the challenge, and I have had so much fun creating a pile of cards using the Your Perfect Day stamp set. This is new in the Occasions catalog for 2015. It looks more like a wedding stamp set, but some of the phrases in here are very appropriate for anniversaries, and I'll show you how I'm going to make this card. I'm going to start off with a piece of crisp cantaloupe cardstock. I've cut it 11 by 4 1/4. I've scored it at the 5 1/2 mark, and that's going to be my card base. To that, I've selected a piece of Designer Series paper. It comes from the Stacked with Love Designer Series paper stack. It's really an awesome paper stack, perfect for the fronts of cards or for layers, strips, and so on. You can also use it on your project life pages as well. So let me move my Big Shot out of the way. The first thing I'm going to do is take this Designer Series paper and adhere it to the front of my card. So there we go, it's attached. And to that, I'm going to add a strip of Real Red. Real Red is one of the colors that's in the Designer Series paper stack. And I love to have things color coordinated. There we go. Now this strip is not cut the full width of my card front, because I wanted the Designer Series paper to poke through a little bit. I'm just going to move it over a bit more. There we go. All right, so the card's getting set up nicely. Now I'm going to use my Big Shot to create some elements for the front of the card. The first thing I'm going to do is die cut a circle out of a scrap piece of crisp cantaloupe cardstock. I'm going to use my Circles Framelits collection and cut a fairly large circle out of this scrap piece. So I've got my magnetic platform, my bottom standard cutting pad, my cardstock with the circle framelit on top, and then my top standard cutting pad. There we go. And there is my circle. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my multi-purpose platform. I'm going to put it on tab 1. I'm going to use my bottom standard cutting pad, and I'm going to use my brand new Hearts embossing folder. I'm going to tuck this circle inside the embossing folder and emboss it using the hearts. Bring this in a bit closer to me. There we go. Now, I'm not finished with this circle yet. The next thing I'm going to do, let me show you. I love this Hearts embossing folder. It's so cool. All right, but the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to die cut a heart shape out of the center of that folder. Or, I'm sorry, out of the center of the circle. Okay, so I've got my magnetic platform again, bottom standard cutting pad, my circle that I've die cut and embossed. Then I'm going to put the heart framelit on top of it. Just want to try and get the heart to be centered in the middle, or I guess that's what centered means, doesn't it? Top standard cutting pad, and then run that through the Big Shot as well. Now I guess what I could do is I could save this little piece that I've die cut and I could put it on the inside of the card or on the envelope. Well, that was a bit embarrassing. I ran out of battery power and my camera shut down and I just continued away to create this card thinking that I was still filming myself. So let me show you what I did to complete the card. After I die cut the heart out of the center of the circle, I took another piece of the Designer Series paper stack that had the little stripes on it, and I used a smaller circle than the one I used for the crisp cantaloupe embossed circle, and I die cut the striped circle using the circle framelit, and then I adhered it to the back side of my crisp cantaloupe heart layer. And then what I did was I adhered this onto the front of the card on top of the real red strip. The next thing I did was I brought in the Your Perfect Day stamp set, and I used the For the Two of You stamp. I stamped it down on a scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock, and then I die cut it out using my circle framelit that fit around that. And then I attached it to the front of the card using a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals just to give it a bit of lift. Then the last thing I did was I tied a bow from my crisp cantaloupe baker's twine, the thick twine, cut it off the bolt and attached it to the front of the circle piece using a mini glue dot. And that completed my card. So I hope that makes sense to you. If not, rewind it a little bit and see if you can figure out how I got that other piece of Designer Series paper under there and then how I completed the card. If you need some specific written instructions, feel free to email me at terry@nutsaboutsstamping.com. For a complete listing of the supplies I used and the measurement for the cardstock layers, please hop on over to my blog, www.nutsaboutsstamping.com. While on my blog, make sure you're a newsletter subscriber. I have a newsletter coming out this week. You can place an order for the products used to make this card, and don't forget it's celebration right now. For a $50 product order, you can choose a free celebration additional product. You can check out lots of club ideas that I have posted on my blog. I have many other sample ideas. I try and post something new for you every day, or you can just simply ask me a question. I'm Terry. I'm nuts about stamping. See you next time. Bye for now.